In this section, we are going to preview Training Lesson 3. We'll discuss some of the Orton-Gillingham components that you will be observing, offer some teacher tips, and provide some suggestions for delivery. You are going to need your lesson plan packet. Just a reminder, whole class lessons will take approximately 45 minutes. Pacing is very important to complete the entire lesson, as well as to encourage student engagement. In the Preview Training Lesson 1 video, we talked about not skipping components. This still holds true. We want to keep procedures the same every day so that students will get a daily dose of all the skills to help them become more accurate and automatic. Notice in this lesson that the visual drill is now using the basic deck cards. It also mentions that basic consonants and blend cards can be removed once they are mastered to reduce deck size. You may need to rotate them in to ensure that students continue mastery. The tactile drill is discontinued, but you may want to continue this drill with problematic cards such as vowels and H brothers. During the blending drill, students are now working on beginning dragging. This is where you place graphemes with continuous consonant sounds in the initial pile. Then slide your finger over or under the cards as students hold on to the initial sound until they pick up the medial sound. Then hold on to the medial until they pick up the final sound. This is continuous and not segmented pronunciation of sounds. Once students are done, they do not read the word again. The Teach New portion of this lesson introduces a blend and some kid-friendly language to help students understand them. This kid-friendly language is, blends are two consonants that are glued tightly together but still make their own sounds. Then we apply the blend to new words to read. Let's discuss the encoding portion of the lesson. Remember, when completing the SRS form, you want to keep the pace moving at a rate that will keep students engaged. Again, the purpose of encoding is to support students with mapping sounds to letters. It is another multisensory activity and not a test. So continue to have a model up on the screen for students to check their work. Handwriting is continued for letters that students need practice with. However, the new SRS Form C does not have a space for handwriting, but you can add that line on the back if space is available, or practice handwriting at another time. Even though we don't focus on handwriting now during the SRS portion, we still want to support students on letters they struggle with. The best way to determine which letters they need formation support with is to collect their SRS forms. With the auditory drill, we are focusing on just sounds now. We generally start with 2 lines and eventually work up to 3. Feel free to add more sounds if you have time. Phoneme segmentation has been moved to right before words to spell as a warm-up to spelling. Students will be completing this activity now at their tables or desks instead of the meeting area. At this point, students are writing words and sentences by themselves on their papers, while you are quietly modeling how to write them on the screen for students who need this support. Eventually, when confidence and mastery occur, they will do these on their own. The steps leading up to writing words to spell or sentences are steps that we still do together as a group. The memory word procedure is the same, but remember, it is important to review previously taught words through the flash deck. Students need a lot of exposure to hearing and seeing these words in order to master them. The phonemic awareness activities are phoneme blending and isolating medial sounds. You will notice in the demonstration that we draw a line on the dry erase board to emphasize the middle position of a word to help students isolate the sound. This is a difficult skill, and students will need some support. As you see on the screen, the Fluency Passages are becoming longer, with more skills added to them. Remember, to build fluency, a passage needs to be 98% fair. Fair means that words are decodable, and memory words in the passage have been taught. Research has shown that fluency improves comprehension, so try to include this component daily, as well as having students practice reading the passages outside of the OG block. You are now ready to view the Training Lesson 3 demonstration. Remember, you will play the role of the student. The SRS form is in the lesson plan packet for you to complete. Have your lesson plan out so that you can follow along as well. Please make notes of any questions as you are participating in the OG lesson so that you can address them with your instructor after the lesson. This concludes the preview of Training Lesson 3.